You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid.
Good evening, Pittsburgh. Welcome to another segment with National Council of Negro Women. And we have two very exciting guests this evening. Our first guest is going to be Shar, who owns and operates House of Shar, which she is a fragrance and cosmetic designer. Our second guest is going to be Alex Matthews, and Mr. Matthews is a member of the African American Heritage Day Parade Committee, and he served on that committee for several years. So we're going to be talking about the upcoming parade that will happen this month to celebrate our African American heritage. So I'd like to welcome Shar.
Hello, Shar.
Shar,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Shar. Okay, and you're from House of Shar.
I am the owner of House of Shar, yes. House of
mhm.
Shar Fragrance and Cosmetics.
Very good. And how long have you been in business?
A number of years. I started out manufacturing my products for myself, really. It started with one product, a hair care product, which now I have a line of hair care products and other various fragrances and cosmetics.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's been a number of years now, and I've been back in the Pittsburgh area since 2009.
Okay, okay.
My business started in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, really? Okay, is that your home?
No,
Or
I'm from here.
You're from Pittsburgh, okay. What prompted you to go into the hair care business and fragrance business?
Well, like I said, I was designing products for myself, and then it just kind of blossomed from there. As people would ask me what I use on my hair, I would tell them it's something that I made, and so the natural progression was just to start mass producing it and selling it.
And so you chose the hair care products because you started taking care of your hair first.
That was the
with
first product line that I had developed.
Yeah.
Because I was making conditioners for my hair. But then that blossomed into me learning how to make other products, fragrances such as perfumes and colognes. All of my products mostly are oil-based, including the hair care products and the perfumes and colognes. But I also make skincare products, car spray, various fragrances and cosmetics. But my hair care line, which is under the name The Black Hair Movement, is what I'm most known for, and my line of incense. Yeah.
And what type of obstacles did you encounter and had to overcome
I think
to
the
start your business?
biggest thing has been a lack of awareness by our own people, the importance of supporting Black entrepreneurship. So, and what I mean by that is I'm a mobile business, and that means the store is, because people often ask me, well, where's your store?
So you don't
Out of
have
this bag,
you don't-
wherever I am at the time is where the store is.
So you don't have a stationary building?
Not
that
anymore. I
people-
used to have a store on the hill,
Okay.
but that closed down.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm a mobile business.
So you will go to your customers?
Wherever I am, I'll approach someone
okay.
and say, hey, come on and buy something from me. Come on and support Black entrepreneurship today. Sometimes it's disheartening, although I understand where the mentality comes from. We have not been conditioned to support Black economics and Black entrepreneurship. But my feeling is that if you have a Black entrepreneur in front of you and they have something that you want or need, everybody needs hair care products, fragrances, skincare, so forth and so on.
Yeah.
If something is a couple of dollars, I always tell people, number one, as Black people, let's get in the habit of keeping a couple dollars on us so that we're able to support the Black brother or sister selling their product on the street. And then number two, whatever it is, whether you want or need it or not, let's just support anyway. I get that a lot. Oh, I don't need any of that right now. My comeback is, it's not always about a want or need, my brother, my sister. Sometimes we support as Black people just to support Black entrepreneurship.
That's correct.
And then I guess they might feel a little bit guilty or think about what I said, and they'll come out of their pocket with $1 or $2, whatever. But I think, to answer your question, that has been the biggest challenge as well as disappointment for me, is the lack of support from other Black people in investing in and realizing the importance of supporting Black entrepreneurship. Whatever it is, buy it. You know, if somebody is selling some dirt, you know what I mean, and it's a black person, buy it. You know what I mean? Support regardless, you know?
So how was it difficult for you financially to get started in business?
How I got started,
Did you
as
use
far
your own
as
money? You use your own finances?
well, initially, as far as to make my products, as far as buying the ingredients, yes. But when I was in Memphis, when I had just moved down there around 2000, I went to church. The church that I was going to at the time, the pastor at the end of his sermon, he took up a collection, and then he said, Shar, stand up. And I stood up, and he said, God told me to give this to you. And it was about $50. I used that to purchase some bottles to put my hair care product in. And I only had one product at that time. This was around 2000. And that's how it started, you know, and it blossomed from that one product. I learned how to make other things, and it just kind of, you know, started from there.
So
But
how
yeah.
many products do you have now that you market?
Right now, I have a natural hair care line, which is under the Black Hair Movement. I manufacture a line of incense, perfume and cologne, car spray, oil for the oil burner, snacks and beverages, and specialty waters.
What is car spray?
Air freshener for the car.
Oh, for the car.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you came back to Pittsburgh when?
In 2009.
Okay. And brought your products.
Yes, I'm originally from here.
So you have a shop where you produce your products?
I used to have a shop. Unfortunately, that had to close down. It was mold infested.
Okay.
And I won't get into that too much right now, but I manufacture my products from home, meaning I
Okay.
make them at home, and then I package them at home as well, and then I'll go out to the public and sell.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
And you're out every day, or do you have certain days that, or certain
Pretty much
places
every
that you
day.
go?
Yeah, pretty much every day. You know, just wherever my travels might take me. You know, I have certain spots where people know me as being, like in East Liberty, the South Side. So yeah.
And I met Shar in East Liberty. That's how I met you.
You did. You
Yes,
did.
and I did purchase the cinnamon oil.
The
Was-
cinnamon water.
Yes, the cinnamon water, and it's wonderful.
Okay.
It's wonderful, yes.
That's a
yes.
leave-in product that you have. And a lot of people don't know cinnamon is antibacterial, so it kills germs. And it also stimulates growth in the hair follicle. So it's a leave-in treatment that not only cleanses the scalp, but it helps produce hair growth as well.
Okay, okay.
That's one of my newer products.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Charge cinnamon water.
Okay, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's, it's the little orange bottle I got?
Yes,
Yes,
mhm,
yes,
yep.
yes. So what are some of your other products then? What do they do?
Everybody loves my incense. I actually, they're oil-based. So people will say, well, why are they wet? You know, and I'll let them know, this means they're fresh. You know what I mean? I just dip them. In the industry, we call it dipping, when we take the unscented incense stick and take them through their process of infusing them with the fragrance. So most people let them dry out, or I don't really know how other people do theirs, but I pride myself on leaving the actual oil in the bag so that the scent is stronger. So I'm known for my incense, I'm known for my car air freshener, and the hair care products, but I also manufacture other things. My latest product is a sanitizer that freezes. I call it sanitizing ice cool sanitizing ice. And it's a summer cooling product. It's a little ice pack that's maybe about 2 by 3 inches, and it's filled with the sanitizer. And you just kind of carry it with you, and just whenever you get too hot, just kind of use it to cool off with,
Well, how long does it stay? How do you cool it?
Well, it freezes.
Oh, you
So,
freeze it.
you know, I've developed the product that it will freeze, and after it thaws, it'll stay cool for a couple hours. So
Oh,
if the
really?
person purchases it, if they happen to see me when I've just brought it out, it'll be in a semi-frozen state, and then it'll still stay cool after it melts for a couple hours.
So can you refreeze it?
And it refreezes,
It
yes.
refreezes,
The
okay.
tagline is stay clean, stay cool.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And what are the ingredients? Is there certain ingredients in it that?
Yes, I use 4, and it's a proprietary blend that I can't divulge right now, but it's a blend of natural and synthetic disinfectants. It's disinfectant water, basically. So it kills germs, it sanitizes, kills viruses, bacteria, and it also cools the skin temporarily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you go somewhere and study?
No, people do ask me that from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm not a chemist. I just, as I think of things or as I see things, I'll research
Did you
the
research?
different components and then just go about developing it.
Oh, okay.
That particular product, the Ice Cool, has been in development for a couple of years now because it's taken me just that long to see, well, how long will it take to freeze? How long will it stay cool after it thaws? You know, so, yeah.
And this is your newest product. It's been on the market how long?
It's my newest product. It's been in development for a couple of years, but recently I've applied for a patent, so the patent is pending.
Oh, okay. How long
Yeah.
does it take to get a patent?
I don't know. Several weeks or months.
Is this the first
but
product that you've patented?
This will be the first product that I've attempted to patent, and then my other products will follow as well. Yeah.
Okay, now explain what a patent does. Why did you get a patent? What does it do and why did you get it?
A patent is protection for a person's intellectual property or invention that they created so that no one else can infringe upon it and benefit from it monetarily. So you get a patent when you design or invent an original product. So being as this is something that has not been created before, and then of course you have to do your research to see if there is a similar product or something or other. But a patent is legal protection for an inventor of a product so that other people cannot capitalize on that same idea or product.
Okay, so how long does it take to get a patent?
Well, it's a process,
It's-
and
okay.
it all starts with applying and, you know, the funds to apply, and then I guess it takes several months, I guess, for them to, you know, actually finalize it and give you the patent number and so forth and so on. A patent might
Oh,
be
that's
pending
interesting.
for several years.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah, but, you know, yeah.
Oh,
The most important thing is to start the process with the application, you know.
so how does it benefit you to get that product, get a patent for that product?
So that no one can come along and start selling something similar
Without your
and reaping
permission.
the financial benefits of your creation.
Okay.
And that's something else that a lot of our people, talking about black people, we have not received the benefit financially from a lot of things that we created. Like a lot of people don't know Jack Daniel's whiskey was created by a black man. Did he or his family receive the financial gain from his invention?
Probably not.
You know what I mean? So it's very important for us as black entrepreneurs, black inventors, to at least start the process and look into obtaining a patent.
And become educated about that process.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
the need for it.
Yes, yes,
and,
yes.
And understand why it's so important to get that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I hope your patent comes through soon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And now we're going to move over here and talk to Mr. Matthews a little bit
All right.
about what you're up to. This is Mr. Alex Matthews, and he works at Highmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And he's going to be giving us information about the African American Heritage Day Parade that's coming up soon.
That's
is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And this is actually a good follow-up because exactly what you're talking about in terms of entrepreneurship. We have had people who have developed products and opened up businesses that's been around in our community for so long, and a lot of times some of the younger generations just don't know about those things. And so one of the things that we're proud is that we continue to have the African American Heritage Day Parade, which really is a way that we can embody the whole African American experience so that people can understand their culture, where we came from. And we've done that by having the parade originally downtown, and then we started to say, let's move it back to the community. So for the past couple of years, we've been going to different communities. This year, we are on the north side in Manchester, where the parade will start on Pennsylvania Avenue by Quicket Chicken, and it'll go through the streets of Manchester and end at Manchester Field. This is going to be on August 10th, which is next Saturday, and we're asking people to come out and support. It's at 11 o'clock start time, and then directly after the parade, we're going to have a Manchester Community Day. And I just learned actually that the Manchester Community Day has been in operation or have been a focus point in Manchester for over 50 years.
Really?
Over 50 years, and I never knew that. I thought it was just a couple of years that it has been taking place, but they started to give me the history. And that's one of the things that we've lost in teaching to our kids is the history, the rich history of what we've done in Pittsburgh and the surrounding communities. So for the parade itself, we have some very special folks who are in the parade. For instance, the Grand Marshal for the parade is the Honorable Joe Williams, who is on the Commonwealth Courts, and he's a Manchester resident.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
He's from Manchester and is very proud of it. He was an attorney and has done great work helping people, a lot of times pro bono. And people don't know that he's really been out there helping folks. And so we're happy to recognize him as a Grand Marshal. The other Grand Marshal is someone who a lot of people didn't know lived in Manchester, and that's Doris Carson Williams.
Oh, yeah, I know Doris lives there.
And she is the CEO of the chamber, the African American Chamber of Commerce. And she is a very powerful woman. And when I tell people that she's from Manchester, some people are hard to believe. Like, wait a minute, someone like that lives in our community? So it's really great that we're able to showcase those two individuals. And we also have a special celebrity coming in. She is on the Olympic bobsled team. And
African American?
African American, Jasmine Jones. She was an All-American track star at Eastern Michigan, and she, after completing her collegiate prowess, she then went on and was asked to become part of the bobsled team. Really? So she is going to be coming into Pittsburgh. She has a lot of tie into Pittsburgh. So she actually does not live in Pittsburgh, but her relatives and family members are all from Pittsburgh.
So where does she live?
She lives in Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Yes,
Okay.
she's from Jeanette, and I know her mother very well. Her mother was a terrific basketball star. So we just have a lot of history coming back to Pittsburgh to grace us with the African American African American Heritage Day Parade. We also have fraternities, and I'm proud to say that the Corvette Club, who normally always comes into our parade, and they showcase all the Corvettes. This year, they're actually going to help us by transporting the Grand Marshal and some of the other dignitaries, such as Jasmine Jones and some other dignitaries. So they're going to really be helping us out a lot because they say they value the African American Heritage Day Parade as something that they really look forward to doing. We have a lot of fraternities and sororities who are going to participate. So we just want to make sure that the people, not just in Manchester, but all through the community, right? Come out and support, because even though it says Manchester Community Day, Manchester is where the parade is going to be, is for everyone. Every community should come out and support.
But you said you all move it around from
we move it around.
Where was it last year?
Last year was in Manchester as well.
Okay.
The 2 years before that, it was in the Hill District.
Okay.
And then prior to that, it was downtown.
Okay.
But once again, we wanted to take it out and take it back to the community so that people can really come out and support.
Now, how long has the parade been in existence?
Over 30 years. I want to say it's
They've
30.
been doing the parade over 30 years?
Right. It's been over 30 years. I want
Wow.
to say we might actually be in our 33rd or 34th year.
Really? And how long have you been involved with it?
I've been involved with it for the last at least 5 years.
Okay.
And we have a terrific team who are so dedicated. it's all volunteer based, but they work and they meet. They continue to try to bring in talent so that people can understand what's really happening in our city. So for the Community Day, Manchester Community Day, there's going to be so many activities going on. Outside of just vendors, there's also going to be a dance team, a dance competition. Right directly after the parade, there's going to be a dance competition. We also have softball that's going to be taking place, basketball, and a whole bunch of other activities that people can take advantage of. And then for young kids, we also have a backpack giveaway. And this, once again, this is by the Manchester Community Day Committee. They put all this together, and they're going to do a great job.
So what will the backpack contain? Do you know?
I don't know what's in the backpacks, and one of the things they said is that they're not going to hold too many restrictions. As long as a child is there, they're going to get a backpack.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't. So if you come there and say I have 5 kids at home, you probably won't get a backpack. But if you have your 5 kids with you,
you'll get the
you're going to get a
backpacks.
backpack, right?
Okay, okay. And what times does the parade start?
Right.
What's the route?
So the parade starts at 11 o'clock. We start by Quicket Chicken. I always say Quicket Chicken because people can identify exactly where that is located by the post office and Rite Aid. It's going to travel down Pennsylvania Avenue through the streets. And I'm not from Manchester, so I don't know the exact streets, but it circles around and ends up at Manchester Field.
Okay, and that's where the Community Day will be held.
That's where the Community Day will be held.
Okay.
We have a wonderful MC, two MCs. One is Kiki from WAMO and Mike Dean, also from WAMO.
Okay.
And Kiki is just such an inspiration. She really brings out the talent and brings out the meaning of as people come through the stand.
There is still a WAMO in Pittsburgh?
There's still a WAMO, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and so we encourage people that we can still take people if you want to participate in the parade by dialing 412-392-0322.
Okay.
Give us a call and register to participate.
So that's if they want to be in the parade.
That's if they want to be in the
Or
parade.
if they want to be a vendor at the Community Day.
Right. If you want to be a vendor, there is another number, but if they call that number, we'll put them in contact with Mr. Williams, who will be putting that all together.
Okay, would you give the number again, please?
412-392-0322.
And how long and how has the parade grown since you've been involved?
So the only flaw that I see in the parade is that we really can't attract the high school bands the way we used to have. And I think it's because of the fact that we had the parade during the summer months when the schools are out. But we wish that we could really have the parades. I mean the bands.
The bands.
Yes.
Oh,
but the
yeah.
parade itself has grown. That's one of the reasons why we really thought long and hard about moving the parade, because when it was downtown, a lot of people said that either it was raining or it was too cold or it's too far. So we sat back and we just thought about it and said, let's take it to the community.
To the community,
And once
yeah.
we did that, we realized that the population, the people coming out and supporting it had grown.
So why did you get involved with it?
I got involved, one, because of the sponsorship. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield was a sponsor, and then they asked me to serve on the committee. And then when I started seeing that the wonderful work that the committee is doing on a volunteer basis, I decided I wanted to be a part of it.
Oh, very good, very good.
It's giving back to the community.
Yeah. So are you in the parade? Are you marching or
So
riding?
my fraternity will be in the parade.
Who's your fraternity?
The wonderful Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. They will be in the parade, and
Are they stepping?
when they get to the judging stand or reviewing stand, they may do a little number.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I won't be able to march with them because I'll be coordinating, doing some things with the parade itself. But I'm always proud of our fraternity being a part. But not just my fraternity, it's the other fraternities and sororities too. That really makes up the parade, because we don't understand that that the fraternities and sororities really played a vital role in the growing of Pittsburgh.
That's true. That's true. You can jump in with some questions if you want, but that's true. They do.
Right.
They do. Yeah.
So, I just think it's just a great opportunity for folks to come and just meet folks. Meet, they're not going to just come and ride in the parade. They will be involved in the community events as well. Joe
And
Williams.
the parade starts at what, 10?
The parade starts at 11.
At 11.
Right. So if you come at 10, you can get your seat, get ready, and then at 11 o'clock the parade will start.
And it's what, about an hour, 2 hour, hour and a half?
It will last about an hour and a half.
And then community days.
And then the community
And
day.
that will be the rest of the day.
And that'll be the rest of the day, all day until, I want to say, 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they have a band coming as well. So it's going to be a really nice event. Last year, after the parade, they had the vendors and everything set up. And at first I was worried because I'm thinking, well, who's going to come out? But once again, I didn't know they have been doing this for over 50 years. But there were a lot of vendors, a lot of dance competitions, a lot of people coming out to support Manchester.
Okay, we have a call waiting. Caller, would you give your name and ask your question, please?
Yes, good evening. My name is Mark, and I'm calling from the north side. And I'm calling to just say good evening to the Honorable Mr. President, Alex Matthews.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Always your support.
So will you be participating in the parade, Mark?
I was there, yes, for the last 2 years. And of course, last year I was there in a supportive role. My wife was a part, her sorority was in it. And so I was there supporting and doing the running around. I just want to say, first of all, publicly, thank you to Highmark for their sponsorship and their involvement in this program, and of course, allowing Alex to take such an active role. I do like the new format or the new structure of the parade where we're marching through the neighborhood and we're ending in the neighborhood with vendorships, business, an opportunity to make money, find out who has businesses, and supporting one another. And then thirdly is that there emphasis on our youth. When you look at the parade, everybody's in it. There are young folks in it, there's the sororities, there's the fraternities, there's established organizations, but we are all in it together. And so I put a lot of that on the sponsorship as well as Alex Matthews' fingerprints all over it. And I just wanted to say that I will be there again. There is no better person to be the face of this parade other than Alex. Okay?
I appreciate
No
that.
matter how difficult things get and how unorganized or how things fall apart, you will never catch Alex without a smile.
Right.
And so that says a lot. The final thing I just want to say is that I served on the Pittsburgh School Board for 16 years, and I believe 8 of those years was with Alex. And and I say this from the bottom of my heart. Alex, by far, has been the best president the Pittsburgh Public Schools have ever had. Under severe attacks against children, against people of color, against women and business minorities opportunities, Alex remained professional, and he has always kept himself together. And I don't know how he was able to do it. I sat at the same board, and only my dry cleaners knew how angry I was. But Alex managed to keep his cool. So I just say, hey, man, I learned that from you. And we're privileged to have your leadership to have had your leadership on the school board, and of course we enjoy your leadership once again out there serving the community in the capacity with the parade there. So I just wanted to say thank you and in support. And ladies, once again, you all need to stop, because every show that you put together is information packed. There's a ton of stuff that we get an opportunity to learn. And it's always something that we can use as a community. So I really appreciate you for doing this, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your call
Yeah,
and continue to listen.
Yeah, definitely
sure will.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, and Mark has always been a strong advocate when it comes to making sure that people of color have an opportunity, have a voice. And one of the things he used to always challenge everyone on is, what about African Americans? How do we benefit from this opportunity?
Right.
And you know, his motto, of course, is do for self. You know, that we can't depend on other folks doing things. And that's why this parade and your business really is the focus point of why we do all this stuff. It's because we want people to understand that there's a reason why we're not just out here just saying, come out to the parade, come out and support business. There's a reason why we do it. And that's so that we can continue to grow our heritage
Right.
and understanding. The difficult times that we're having in this political climate, the attacks on women and African American and people of color, is because a lot of us don't understand our heritage. We don't understand our heritage, so we have this thing that, okay, well, maybe that's not what he meant. No, we know what he meant.
Well, we don't understand our heritage because we don't know our heritage.
Exactly.
So we can't
have
understand something that we
right.
don't know.
And so we say, come out to the parade, come out and support black businesses, come out and support your communities, because that's how we're going to do this thing.
That's how we will survive.
That's how we will survive.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that was Mark Brentley that just called in.
Yep.
He worked under a mentor of mine who is now deceased, Florence Bridges, and she was a community activist in Pittsburgh for many, many
Yes, she
decades.
was.
And I just have to acknowledge her, even though she's passed on now. She was an integral part of lifting up the black community in Pittsburgh and raising her voice. And so I just wanted to mention her name, Florence Bridges. She started a scholarship fund for African American law students. She should not be forgotten, Florence Bridges.
Okay, good, good. And she was from Pittsburgh?
Yes, I
Yes.
believe from the Larmer section
Oh,
of
okay.
Pittsburgh.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, good, good. So the parade grows every year. So any organization that would like to get involved and maybe be in the parade next year just needs to call you.
Yep, just give us a call and we'll make sure that we get their name.
Is there a certain criteria that they need to meet, or?
No criteria. Just your desire to march in the parade in a civil way. If you're coming to try to disrupt our parade, then we don't want that. We want to showcase our heritage in a positive way. And so far over the years, we've had that. We've not had any distractors come in, because we know in their communities there are some distractors who will come and try to just tear down what we've built. And we're not going to allow that to occur.
Senior citizens.
Oh, senior citizens is a vital part. I mean, if it wasn't for, you mentioned Florence Bridges, as well as Leroy. Oh,
The
I
Senior
can't-
Citizen Brigade.
Right, but those were our elder statesmen who continued to teach us our heritage.
Yes, yes.
And so that we don't forget what's going on. And as they say, stay woke.
And now it's our task to continue to teach the
Exactly.
younger.
That's correct.
And you have a lot of youth that's involved in the parade.
We have a lot of youth involved in the parade. We have some of the midget football teams. They
Oh, okay.
participate in the parade. There's a boxing group that comes in. And,
Oh, really?
Yes, and they participate in the parade. So, yeah, we encourage our youth to come out and be a part of this, particularly at the Manchester Community Day, because then you really get to see people from all ages and just out having fun and just enjoying life. And that's what it's all about.
So the businesses or the vendors,
Yes.
do they have to be from the Manchester area? They can be from any area?
That's a good question. I think they can be from anywhere.
Okay.
Because one of the things I've learned from the Manchester Community Day Committee is that they just want people to come out and celebrate their heritage.
Okay.
To come out and then just enjoy and just be a part of the
Is there
community.
a vendor fee? Do you know?
I don't believe there is, but if they give us a call, we can put them in contact with the person who's handling the vendors.
Okay, all right, very good.
Yeah. And I will say that if there is a fee, it goes back into the whole community day.
The fund.
Right. Mr. Williams, he spends a lot of his own money putting this together.
Yeah,
And so he will be selling some T-shirts, and it's only a way to recuperate some of the money that he's spent out, because it's a couple of $1,000s.
Okay, and what about entertainment?
There is
The
entertainment. I don't know the actual name of the band, but there's a DJ that will start playing at around about 10:30 before the parade. We'll open up the parade with the national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, and then the parade begins. After that, we'll have one of the local pastors. He'll come and bless the parade. I mean, bless the community day events, sing a couple of songs, and then we go right back into with the DJ with the dance competition, and then followed by just music and entertainment, softball games, basketball games, and just community activities.
What does the dance competition consist
So the
of?
dance competition is that directly after the parade, each dance team will have up to 4 minutes, no more than 4 minutes, to do a dance routine, a clean dance routine.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll be judged on the difficulty, the choreography. They'll be judged on all those
On
things.
different points.
And then the winner will win a huge trophy. The trophy is huge.
Is it?
Yes.
It's
So-
it's the African American Heritage Trophy? Is that what it's called?
It is. I'm not sure, I mean, that's not the name of the trophy, but it's a trophy that will symbolize our heritage.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. And it sounds like it's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to come.
Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm going to try to come.
Please,
Yeah,
come on out
yeah.
and support.
And is there someone there or an effort made to give out history, some African American history in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh African American
right.
history?
So we
does
did
that?
that before. One year we did something with the Black physicians. They put on. It was actually located in the Fifth Avenue place where Highmark is located, where they showcase the history of African American physicians.
Oh, really?
And all the physicians that have come through out of Pittsburgh, and it's very interesting. One year we did the Paylor-Dais.
Paylor-Dais,
So we
yeah.
had people can go in and really listen to the story of the Hill District and see how it used to be. Because the Hill
Really?
District used to be, as the kids say, it was popping.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just want to interject, when you mentioned the Black physicians, a lot of people don't know that Charles Drew had his practice here in Pittsburgh briefly, many decades ago. The first woman millionaire in the United States, period, black, white, whatever, Madam C.J. Walker, who manufactured her own line of hair care products, had her business here in Pittsburgh for a brief period of time. A lot of people don't know that. So it's very important, because our history is not going to just be given to us. You have to take a proactive role and learn for yourself. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to throw that out there.
no,
a lot of
that's-
people,
that's good
well, a
information.
lot
No, I
of people
didn't
might not
know
know
that.
who Charles Drew
Yeah.
is,
Right.
but one of our first African American physicians, and I think he performed the first blood transfusion or something or other.
right.
But he was here in Pittsburgh for a minute before they ran him out. I
And
think.
so when you also talk about that we have to do our own research, B. Marshall,
Definitely.
right, who runs the Juneteenth, he puts out all the time information on Black history, stuff that I've never known about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we have to continue to learn. And once we learn, it's not just enough that we take it upon ourselves to study it and read it, but then we've got to pass it
You
on.
gotta share.
Exactly.
You have to share.
Tell someone
And I
else.
always listen to the Black Eagle, and they were saying, he said, we don't pass the torch down. We give the torch, we light their torch so they can carry it, because as a senior statesperson, I still got to march. I still have things to do, so I can't pass you my torch and be left in the dark. I still have work to do myself. So I think that we need to make sure that the torch is given to other folks, so that they are now woke about what's really happening.
And people need to be ready to take that torch and run with it. you
And know what to do
Exactly.
with it.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes. So who will the history focus on this year? Is there a special
So
segment?
this year we haven't done, we're not doing that.
Okay.
It needs to be done because we've done it in the past. But I think that when they start seeing some of the different vendors and the different activities that are taking place at the Manchester Community Day event, I think that people will get a sense of pride,
So do
at
you-
least for Manchester, to say, here's what Manchester has really been all about all these years.
Yeah, yeah. So will you eventually bring that piece back where
We
you?
would love to. We would love to. I know this week I'll be going out to Harambe and look at what they're doing out there.
Harambe is?
Harambe is as one guy called it, it's the Black Wall Street, because they also have vendors and some other activities taking place. Same thing as what we're doing for our community day. They're doing it in the Homewood area,
Okay.
and that's this weekend.
Oh, this weekend coming?
This weekend
Harambe.
coming. Actually, it
Okay.
starts tonight.
Okay, but they don't do a parade, do they?
They do a parade.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do just a parade of local folks coming down Frankstown Avenue, just to celebrate, to say, all right,
Okay.
we've started.
Okay.
And-
We have 2 calls waiting.
okay.
Caller, please give your name and ask your question.
Yes, this is Mark Brantley. I'm calling back just to share something very quickly, and I just wanted to say thank you to the sister for mentioning Florence Bridges. And I want to remind folks that earlier this year, I believe, or was it the end of last year, in the spirit of Florence Bridges, she worked on that Stephen Foster statue for over 10,
Yes.
maybe 15 years.
Yes, she did.
Before she passed, she gave me the folder,
did,
the
yes.
handwritten letters, newspaper articles, and the whole bit. And so when they finally announced that they removed it, and it is gone, they didn't give her that much credit. But to those of us who are soldiers and warriors, we know where it came from. And so I just want to speak it into the universe, wherever her spirit is. Thank you very much, Florence. And you've taught us a lot, and you were successful with getting that terrible, embarrassing, racist statue out of the public view. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you,
Great,
Mark.
thank you.
And we have another caller on the line. Caller, please give your name and state your question.
Yeah, this is Jim from the East End. And I know the parade starts at 11. What time will the affair be over?
So the parade starts at 11, and it will end approximately about 12:30, close to 1 o'clock. And then directly after that, the Community Day event will begin.
Okay, just one question I had. I attend a large church in the eastern part of the city, and no announcement was made about the parade. Have you contacted many churches in the area to publicize the event?
Yeah, actually that's a very good question, because people always say, why don't we do more marketing? Remember I said it's a volunteer committee.
Yeah.
We've approached the churches, we've sent information to the churches, and if we can just have people who know about the parade make sure that their church makes mention of the parade. People always say, why don't we have more billboards up? And we say, well, the only problem is funding.
They cost
If we had our way, it would be in every publication. We would have billboards all over the place. So with our limited budget, we had to focus where we're going to have our billboards. But the churches play a vital role in making sure that this information gets out to the public. So if you want to mention the church, I might have a contact there, and I'll make sure that they get that information into the church announcement somehow.
Okay, and if someone wants to give a contribution, who should they send it to or contact?
Yep, they can give us a call at our headquarters. at 412-392-0322.
Okay, and just a couple more things. I know it's in Manchester this year. You have any plans in the near future to have it in East Liberty or Homewood?
We've been talking with the people from Harambe, and we're seeing about going there. But you know what we would really love to do is to somehow combine the our parade with Juneteenth. Because a lot of people get really confused about the two different parades. And so we're also looking at those things. We've been talking with B. Marshall about that. But to answer your question more directly, we are in conversations with the folks from Harambe to see if we can bring it out to into the Homewood area. And Harambe has actually expanded now. They went to Wilkinsburg, and they're also in East Liberty, I believe, in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. And as I get ready to hang up, I have a question for your other guests. I have a bald head, and sometimes when I shave, I get bumps on my head. Do you have any solution for that? Do you sell anything?
Yes, I
could
do.
treat for that?
Yes, I have something for you. I can be reached at 412-209-5429. That's my order and information line. So you can talk to me live there, 412-209-5429, and I can explain to you the different products that I have for your condition.
Thank you very much. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for calling. And we have another caller waiting. Caller?
Hi, this is Deneen Hood.
Hello, Deneen. You have a
Hi,
question?
the question I had, I was listening to Alex about passing the torch. And we at the NCNW, I'm a member of the NCNW, we're an organization of organizations, and that's where we're really trying to work now. We're getting the young people. University chapters are starting to pop up now. Different reasons. We're not quite, well, we do understand some of the reasons. And we're going to have a leadership conference up at Cheney State. But here in Pittsburgh, I was wondering if the fraternities and sororities would consider doing something that would draw the young people, especially our young adults, that can even mentor the younger people down. From, the young adults to the teenagers to the elementary and the junior high students.
Well, it's interesting. Our fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, we have a guide right program where we do mentor young adults. From they're juniors. Well, they actually could be freshmen through high school. In the high school year, freshmen through 12th grade. We mentor them every Saturday, and we teach them about financial literacy. 100 Black Men also do a literacy a program where they mentor young adults because it's important, and I think everyone has responsibility to give back. Fraternities, sororities, local organizations. And so to answer your question more directly, I think yes, fraternities and sororities will be more than willing to work with groups to make sure that their mentorship programs are more identifiable and communicated to the community.
Okay, then that's something maybe you can give Alice the information so that it can be coordinated and, flow more expeditiously,
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Deneen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Well, that was interesting about the guy calling.
Yeah,
His skin
yeah.
condition. So, and you have a product that can address that issue for him?
I do. Often in the course of me selling my products, I'll run into people that say, hey, I have this issue or this problem or whatever. And then that sometimes has been the impetus for me creating a product, such as for dandruff or dry skin, eczema, whatever the case may be. So like the brother called in about his razor bumps. So either I have something for it or I can research and make something for it, definitely.
Oh, okay, good, good, that's good, good. We have still have a few more minutes left. And you mentioned that you guys are in contact with B. Marshall and Harambe. Do you think the three of you will ever come together and just have one big weekend affair?
Well,
Or
yeah,
week-long affair?
well, I still think that we need to concentrate things back into the communities. So I don't want to take anything away from Harambe. I don't want to take anything away from B. Marshall and Juneteenth, nor do I want to take away from any other communities. We've had inquiry also from some folks from the West End. We've had inquiries from people up in the Arlington area. So the word of this parade has really gotten around, and we really want to make sure that we include as many people as we can so that we can have the best experience for African Americans.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
And what about out in the valley?
We've not talked to anyone in the Valley, but as I say, we go where people go.
And funding, where does the funding come from?
So we have a number of
for this
sponsors,
project?
such as Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, UPMC, the Housing Authority. The Housing Authority has really have played a huge part in the parade, along with the African American Chamber of Commerce and the Urban League.
And
So
then Mark mentioned individuals can donate.
individuals can donate, and we've. So I know I'll forget one of the sponsors, but we have a lot of sponsorships.
Yeah.
You know, some people give as little as $100. Some people give $5,000, $10,000. So we do have opportunities where people can come and give money so that we can make this parade low cost and free for everyone.
And is there television coverage, media coverage?
We are going to be putting out this week. We've already sent out a PSA. We'll be putting another one out this week so that we'll get the news coverage.
Okay.
One of our supporters, our greatest supporters, has been Lynn Hayes Freeland.
Oh, okay.
Her sorority marches in the parade, but she also makes sure that it's televised.
Okay, okay. And the other thing I wanted to address when you said about expanding the knowledge of the history of the African Americans in Pittsburgh. How are you doing that? Are you giving out literature? Do you have speeches? How do you get that?
So
information
in the
out?
past, we've had workshops, we've had other activities directly after the parade.
Okay.
So we need to just make sure that we continue to do that. And for the north side in Manchester, we don't have anything such as a lecture, but we just know that the experience that people get when they come and start talking to some of the senior citizens, some of the residents of Manchester, they'll get the experience about the history of Manchester.
Is there literature? Do you pass out literature about the historical?
We don't, but
things?
that's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to do that, is to pass out some things. So it might be too late this year, but I definitely think in the future we need to do that.
Okay.
As we go through the parade route, maybe pass out some things.
Where do the monies go from the contributions that you receive?
Directly into, goes right into the parade. So every year, we start with a zero budget, we get contributions,
okay.
and we spend it out. So the more
On
money,
what specifically?
advertising, we pay for the billboards. The billboards are very expensive.
They are.
We try to put publications into the Courier, Soul Pit, and some of the other magazines. We pay for we pay for a lot of the expenses, such as the trophies and other things. So every year we spend the money right back out.
Now you mentioned it sounds like you have some difficulty getting the churches to participate or getting information to the churches. Is that
Right. I think we have to do a better job in terms of connecting, because I don't see or think any one church will say, no, we're not going to make this announcement. So I just think we have to do a better job in communicating our message to the churches.
okay? And we have a caller waiting. Caller, please give your name and your question, please.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was calling to talk about my niece, Jasmine Jones.
What's your name?
My name is Toy Graves from Jeanette, PA.
Okay.
And her sister is Christine Graves. And they were just being talked about on the Lynn Hayes show.
Okay,
And
yes.
they're going to be and she's going to be in the parade that's coming in Pittsburgh, I believe, this August.
That's correct.
Yes, she was in a Lynn show, and I just wanted to bring some notoriety to her. And she graduated from Eastern Michigan like a year and a half ago. And as soon as she graduated, she got a letter from the Olympic bobsled team to try out, and she made team.
Oh,
So
okay.
so she'll be in the 22 Olympics, and I just wanted everybody to know Jasmine Jones. She'll be in the 22 Olympics bobsled. Go USA, so we can have something to root for from our hometown. So she's bringing recognition and putting us on the map here too.
Oh,
Great.
okay. Well, thank you for calling and giving that information.
Most definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we have another caller. Caller, please state your name and your question. Oh, we missed the caller, yes. Call back, caller. We're still here. We're still here.
5 more minutes.
Huh?
5 more minutes.
Yes. So that was a relative of
Jasmine. right.
Jones. That Jasmine is the person that's.
Yes, she'll
Okay.
be in the parade.
Oh, okay. I bet that. Have you met her yet?
I have.
Okay.
A wonderful young lady.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
Will she
okay.
be speaking, or will she just be in the parade?
She'll be in the parade. The only ones, we don't even really let the Grand Marshal speak, but this year I think we're gonna let the Grand Marshals say a few words, because one of the things we do is recognize them at the reviewing stand. But I think this year we're going to allow them to say a few words. We try not to, like even those who are participating in the parade, we give them a couple of minutes to perform and do whatever they're going to do in front of a reviewing stand, and then move along, because we don't want people to stand there for 5-10 minutes doing a routine.
Right. Good. Well, I'm looking forward to attending the parade, and I'm sure you're going to attend.
Yes.
Good. And thank you for joining us this evening.
Great, it's my
And
pleasure.
we'll have you
Thank
back
you.
next year.
Okay, definitely. Yep.
And thank you for joining us this evening.
You're welcome.
And giving us information about your product.
Yes, and once again, if you want to reach me, talk live, ask me about how I make my products or order some, 412-209-5429, House of Shar. I am Shar.
And you want to give a phone number again?
Yep, for
For
the
someone to
African American
call?
Heritage Day Parade, 412-392, 0322.
And the date of the parade,
And the date of the-
time, and location.
The date of the parade is August 10th, and it begins at 11 o'clock, and it runs through Manchester, beginning at Pennsylvania Avenue, running down Manhattan Street to Juniata Street to Fulton Street, and then ending at the Manchester Field.
Okay. And thank you for joining us this evening. And we hope to see everyone at the parade, August the 10th, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I